now very excited to bring on Kentucky commit Somto Cyril. Somto, appreciate you joining us this afternoon. How
Yeah,
you been, man?
I've been good, man. I've been good.
Well, your final season of high school at OTE is officially underway. You got pro day done. You got preseason game done. Just how you feeling? What's your mindset right now going into this final year of high school?
I feel good. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is like the season finale for me to like really show people what I'm capable of doing. I've been doing what I do this past few years. I feel like this is like the real deal, like the real business. So I'm gonna take care of business.
Sumto, what's the last few months as a Kentucky basketball commit been like? Is anything changed, or is it the same? Does it feel any different to be a Kentucky Wildcat?
Um, I mean, it have been crazy, because the fans been going crazy on my social media platform. They've been really good to me, supportive and stuff like that. And yeah, it feels good to be, involved with Coach Kyle and Coach Antigua. It feels good to be a Wildcat. So yeah.
You talked about your social media. I saw on social media that, okay, so you're known for shattering backboards in the first place, and now you're breaking vertical leap records at OTE. You're being high maintenance, making them bring out new max vertical test things for you. Just what's that like, and why are you so high maintenance?
It's just me being me. I feel like whenever I do stuff, I try to go 100%. It doesn't really matter on the stage or level. I just go out and do what I do. Last year I jumped pretty high and crushed there. Like pretty much jump higher than everybody else. So the test wasn't enough. So this year they came prepared. They brought extra blocks, just to make it higher.
It
But
was 43 inches. Is
yes,
that your record?
yes, for the
I
three.
think that's like one of the highest in like NBA history. Do you know that?
Oh yes, they said my highest touch point was like 12-8, 12-9. So yes.
Are you is there anything that you do that kind of shocks you at this point? Like, do you ever shock yourself with what you're able to do on the basketball floor?
I mean, to be honest, yes, because I know I jump high, I know who I am, I know the things I can do, but sometimes I'll be like, oh wow, that's crazy, and I'll be like, yeah, that's insane, but just gotta stay locked in and do what you do. So yeah.
You planning to break a backboard at Rupp Arena one day?
uh, Always ready, man. Do it.
You better tell them that the company OTE came prepared this year with the extra blocks for the vertical chest. You got to make sure Rupp Arena the rims, they got to double and triple check that before those games start. Man, when did you know that you had a basketball gift? Like, talk me through the early stages of you in your basketball career. When did it kind of click for you? It was like, man, I could do this down the road one day.
um you know uh Basketball really started off for me as a joke. All right, it's what I do for fun. I play football, which you guys call soccer. I played football my whole life. You know, I started playing basketball because I was tall. I think I was like 13. I was like 6'3" ish. So yeah, I you know started playing for fun. Then with time, I got better. I was like 6'4", like 14. I was dunking and everything. I was like, oh, I was really athletic. I could run fast. I could dunk. I could do all that. Then I figured out like this could be life changing for me. It could be like a breadwinner for me, and I decided to go all in. And yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you think you could have played pro football, pro soccer?
Yes, I for sure. I am way better at football than basketball for sure.
So why did you end up with just your size? You just kept growing and growing. It's like, man, although I've seen Flory, I don't know if you've seen Flory, he plays for his high school team at Kokomo. So I don't know if you need to kind of put in a good word with OTE that they need to start up a soccer team for you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I basketball obviously is like my life now because I figured this could be it for me. So I had to go all in, put every other thing aside, focus on basketball 100%. But I for sure I love to play football. That was my first love for sure, and maybe one day you never know. So one day I'll try it again, play like play with friends and family. But for now, it's just basketball, man. That's all I do.
Somto, you mentioned OTE. Just what has that experience been like, and maybe take us through what a normal day looks like for you at OTE, like workouts and things. What's a normal day look like for Somto?
I woke up sometimes 6:30, 45, 7 o'clock, depends on how the previous day was. We have breakfast by 8 a.m. You gotta be here by at least 7:30. Eat breakfast. We have skill work by 9 a.m. We have lift by 10:30. So after that, the guys that have classes go to the classes, take care of stuff they need to do. We have other stuff like applications like media training, like finance classes, do all those stuff. Then we have lunch by 1:30 p.m. Uh, eat lunch, go to recovery, do whatever I need to do, then come back by 4 o'clock for practice. So that's pretty much it.
Where have you seen your game grow the most at OTE the last year? You have a full season under your belt going into year two. Where have you seen it grow the most?
I think my game offensively have grown a lot because I've seen the past couple of months of I could actually make plays for my teammate. Offensively, the players can you know come from me. I could call plays. Point guard bring down. I could catch the ball on the elbow. I could pass my passing. Have evolved and yeah. I think overall my offensive game is like gotten a lot better and you know just gotta continue to grow and get better every day.
Is there anything specific that you're focusing on before you get to Kentucky? Like, is there anything that the coaching staff has talked to you about your game that you're needing to improve before you make that jump to college basketball?
Oh yes, for sure. Like I said, offensively, run plays for my teammate, help run the plays, execute plays, and I have a consistent free throw. Like make my free throws like at least put out like 80, 85%. I've been working on that. So that's I'm gonna get fouled a lot as a big guy. You're gonna get fouled, so you need to make those, and it could hurt you or it could help you. So I'm working on that consistently. And if I could make the 15-foot jump shot, that'd be awesome. So.
And you mentioned Coach Antigua earlier. What is that relationship like with Coach Antigua, John Calipari? Like, how is that relationship growing even more so now that you've committed to Kentucky?
I mean, it has grown a lot lately. They're checking on me like every 2 days, and checking in to see how I do. They show up to my practice. Come in and say hi and stuff like that. I think we have like a really good thing going, and I really appreciate that. So, I've been good so far.
Santo, you've been really outspoken. I mean, interviewing you 2 years ago, you said that Kentucky was a dream school for you, a place you always wanted to go. What's it like having that dream school, getting the offer from John Calipari and the University of Kentucky, and then, finding that home, going on the official visit and realizing that Lexington, everything that you dreamed of it being ended up coming true during that official visit, and you committed shortly after. Just, what is it like just kind of going from point A to point B and becoming a Wildcat?
I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it's nothing like. To be honest with you, it's like so feels so real because all my life, wherever I've been or wherever I'm at right now, I feel like I have manifested everything I have right now because I grew up in Nigeria. I didn't know nothing about basketball. I think like 2 months into playing basketball. As a kid, I didn't really know much. I was like, oh, how can I get better? I went on YouTube. I looked up basketball videos. Of course, highlights pops up. I think the first player I saw was LeBron James. That's how he became my favorite player. And I looked up a highlight. Then I saw Anthony Davis. Then I saw his college highlights. I was like, oh, okay. Like like I look at those stuff. I was like, maybe one day I will be there. And I think the rest was history. How far I've been working on everything. So I'm just really grateful for being here right now.
Was there a moment for you during that official visit and where it said, okay, I'm ready to commit. I want to do this right now. What was that moment for you that you said, all right, now's the time?
As a kid, like you said, I love Kentucky basketball, and I've known them for a while. And I think what really did it for me was I think my sophomore year, Coach Carr, he just showed up to my practice. Like I didn't even know he was coming to the practice. I saw him. I was like, oh, like stuff like that. Like that moment, I was like, oh, that's crazy. That like everything I thought about and the dream I had is really coming to reality. And I was like, oh, okay. Then when I went to official visit, of course, my teammate Rob, he committed there. He been trying to recruit me and stuff like that. And yeah, I went to the official visit. Everything feels like just perfect, and I felt like that's where I wanted to be when it comes to college basketball. So yeah.
Talk about that with Rob. I know you guys had a very close relationship, played together on the same team last year. He's been recruiting you hard. Just what is that relationship like, and how much are you going to be watching what he does this upcoming season at Kentucky?
Rob is. I feel like Rob is a really good guy. Obviously, he was my teammate. We had the chemistry and everything. The point guard and big man chemistry. We played really well during the playoffs last season. Yeah, he been trying to recruit me to come to Kentucky. I told him that. I think he is part of the reason why I committed this early. So, we have a really good relationship. So, yeah, I mean, whenever I have the time to watch him, I would for sure support him. He's my guy. He's forever gonna be my guy. So, yeah.
How much does that help having a guy that you trust that's going through it at Kentucky and kind of experiencing what you're going to experience, and then he can kind of relay what that experience is like to you? How much does that help having somebody you trust already there?
It really helps a lot because you get to see firsthand what it feels like, and get someone to really you close with to really tell you what to expect and how it feels like every detail you need to get ready for your process. So I feel like it's really helpful, and yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes.
Somto, are you done? Are you tired and exhausted from answering the question? Are you going to enroll early at Kentucky?
Uh, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm tired because people are always got questions to ask, and you just have to answer it whenever you can. So that's just what it is.
I think the last couple times you've been asked that, you said you haven't completely shut the door on it, but said as of right now you're pretty firm on 2024. Has that changed at all? Are you still feeling pretty good about 2024 next summer?
Yes, I think because obviously I have my preseason game. I have my new teammates right here. We got a good thing going, and I feel like I have some from boxes I need to check here because I want to win a championship before I leave here. So I got things I need to take care of before I head on to Kentucky. So.
Jack, we got some. Do we have any fan questions?
We got several of them, and we got to get through them because we don't have a ton of time with Somto, so I want to make sure we get as many as we can. Big question. Rob was your go-to guy last year. He goes to Kentucky. Carter Knox, there's a lot of connection there. You are now the recruiter like Rob was for you. You're now the recruiter with a teammate at OTE. What's that like, that relationship with Carter, and do you want him to join you in Lexington next season?
Yeah, of course, I would like to help recruit guys to my team. Carter Knox is a really great basketball player. He's amazing offensively. Like, he's a guy that could show up in and give you 20. So, I would like to have him on my team, but at the same time, like, I like to let guys make the decisions. Like, if he feels like Kentucky is the best thing for him, hey, why not? Let's do it. If he feels like he want to do other stuff, like, I would let him do it. But for me, I would advise him, try to recruit him, but also let him make his decision. So, yeah.
All right, we got how does the gameplay and lifestyle differ with Overtime Elite versus a traditional high school? You've been to both. What's the difference between those two?
I feel like Overtime really helps you have steps ahead of regular high schools. Like, things you see here, there's a lot that goes on behind closed doors that people don't really see because they teach you how to be a pro. They hold you accountable. Like, you do stuff like pretty much close to the NBA because we have guys from here went to the NBA and they come back and be like, yo, this is what we do over there. It's pretty much the same. We have trainers, we have nutrition, we have everything we need. Yeah, it really helps you get ahead of the peer and everything. And that's things you don't really need to take for granted. So I will choose Overtime over any regular high school any day. So, yeah.
A bit big. It says a lot. That says a lot. Somebody else asked, how do you see your career playing out if it went perfectly for you? Like, what is the dream path for Somto?
The dream path for me, I want to win everything possible this year at OTE. Obviously, I mentioned the championship. I'm going for the defensive player again. I want to win the most improved player. I want to win MVP. I know there's no limits to what I want to do. So, I'm just doing everything I can. So, yeah.
which current NBA player would you compare your game to?
Right now, on the level of my offensive game, on the part I'm headed, I would say Bam W. I would say, yeah, because he's undersized center, and I think we the same height, so yeah.
What have you seen out of him to model your game after long term? Because his game has really grown from being kind of just a dominant interior big man to kind of putting the ball on the floor, being able to do things out on the perimeter. How much are you incorporating that kind of stuff into your game?
Like I said, catching the ball on the elbow, popping outside the lane to make plays. Like I feel like that's the thing I'm working on right now to get better at. A couple years ago he was just a pick and roll guy, and now we see he's bringing the ball down the floor, putting the ball on the floor and everything. I feel like that's where the direction my game is headed towards. So that's I hope everything goes fine. We'll see how we progress from now.
You talked a little bit about this with the Anthony Davis story, but what are your first memories of Kentucky basketball? I guess even after Anthony Davis, what was it like kind of watching Kentucky growing up, on whether it's on YouTube, on TV, whatever? And do you have any memories of John Calipari and the Kentucky program?
To be honest, I am not a guy that really watches basketball on TV that much. I would rather play than watch. So most of the things I've seen from Kentucky was I really focused on Anthony Davis because how this media stuff works. I watched a YouTube video. They brought suggestions of more videos. I think I watched a bunch of them. I forgot how many blocks did he have the game, championship game, like Anthony Davis. Like that was like he really balled out. So that was a very good moment. So I pictured myself in that moment, so I was locked in and everything. So yeah.
This one's a little bit different, and this is the last fan question I have for you. Is Somto eligible for the draft next year, and if so, is he interested? I guess what is going to be your goal with the pros? What is your dream in that regard of becoming an NBA player at the after Kentucky?
Yes, I am eligible for the draft next year, and for now, I'm just focused on the moment. Like, I gotta get through the steps. I gotta, go step by step. I'm not gonna jump from here to anywhere, but for sure, I am eligible for the draft. And when the time comes, I guess you gotta think of the best decision and the best move to make. But for now, I'm locked in with Kentucky Wildcats. Focused on my season. But yeah, you can never be too ready for anything. I'm getting ready for Kentucky. I'm getting ready for the NBA. So at the end of the day, that's the main goal to get there. So, but we're gonna see how things work out. So yeah.
Last thing for me before we get you out of here, a message to BBN. Well, everybody, we've seen some interviews with you in writing, but seeing you visually on a video interview, and you're the first time you can really talk to the fan base. Do you have a message for Big Blue Nation and why you're so excited to be a part of the Kentucky basketball program?
I just wanted to know that whenever I touch down in Kentucky, they should really expect a dog. Just a guy out there to help them win. Championship. Bring energy. Just overall make the team a better team. I think that's all I have to say for now. Just stay down, grind, and continue to get better. But for sure, they're getting a dog, a winner. So I'm excited to see how everything goes.
Somto, appreciate you, man. This has been a blast, and I know Kentucky fans are absolutely thrilled that you are a member of Big Blue Nation with them. So keep it up this season at OTE, and we'll be watching very closely.